Hey everyone. Just thought I would get a video update real quick. There's quite a bit of stuff to update about, but I'm going to do separate videos. Um, I had made a video about a week after my mom passed away, and for some reason I just never put it on there. I don't know why. Um, but we'll talk about that. Death is never exciting. um, and cancer is never fun, but mom handled it with grace and with love. And she passed away on December 9th at about 4:30 in the morning. That Sunday, my family and I had gone over there, and my older sister had flew in to see her for a few days. I think she was here for like 4 days or something like that. And she, mom, was not responsive. Like you could tell if she was in pain or whatever, but she was just laying there. And my sister, I think, flew in on the Friday before she passed away, and I was in there helping her get situated, trying to get her to be able to take her meds, because at that point, like, her body was just shutting down and she couldn't even really swallow. Um, so we had like a baby syringe trying to get the morphine under her tongue, or at least in her body, to try to help with all the pain she was in. And we, I was in the room with her, and I said, "Mom, guess who's here?" I said, "My sister. She flew in. She's here to see you." And even though mom couldn't talk or anything, she opened her eyes and like was looking like this because she couldn't move her neck. Her neck was all stiff, and got her eyes going like this to the door, trying to see my sister. And that's really probably the last time we had any significant response from her. Um, anyway, so Sunday we had gone over, my husband and my kids and I, and they all, before they left, they said bye to her. And even though she wasn't there, like, mentally, and couldn't respond, they all came in, loved on her, and said bye and everything. So I'm very, very thankful for that. Um, and we came home probably 3 or so in the afternoon, and just spent time together as a family. And then at about 8:30 or so, my sister called me and said, "Hey, mom's marbling, and she's probably not going to make it through the night." And marbling is like the skin kind of turns almost leopard print, where the blood flow is just not going where it's supposed to go. Because mom's heart rate had been really wonky, like it was just weird. And I said, "Okay." So about 8:30ish, I went back to my parents' house, and that's like a 15-minute drive for me. And so I went back over there, and I was working on a crochet project for my nephew. And so I brought all my stuff, and my sister and I sat in mom's room, and we listened to praise and worship music and sang to her. And she wasn't breathing well, and her heart rate was funny, and she couldn't swallow. And like, we kept trying to get the medicine in her, but then she ended up aspirating, which means that the liquid goes into her lungs instead of her stomach. And she couldn't move, so like you would have to see her, and you could see that she was like gagging, but like she couldn't move, so nothing was coming up. And she, like, her body got really, really, really cold. Like, her body could not regulate its temperature anymore. And so sometimes she would be burning up hot, then she would be freezing cold, and it just went back and forth. So we had her covered, which it didn't help because she was still really cold. And she was clammy. And I'm talking like, if you've ever picked up a frog, her skin felt like a frog, which kind of brings me a little bit of joy because mom loved frogs. And I think she would get a kick out of that. But her skin was super, super cold, like really cold to the touch. And I had to leave at about 3:30 in the morning. And like I stayed awake the whole time, just talking to her, telling her it was okay for her to go. Everybody would be okay. And we wanted her to be done with all of it and not in pain anymore, because she was in a significant amount of pain. And so I came home, talked with my husband for a while before he went to work, and I think I slept for 20 minutes maybe, and my sister called at 4:30 and said mom was gone. And I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, really, mom? I only left an hour ago. Like, you could have waited. You could have gone while I was there. But then I remembered one time, like, when she was still able to talk, she was like, I don't want anybody here. Like, I don't want anybody to see me die. And so that was just her getting her way, I guess, because I wasn't there. But she, so after I got my boys to school and everything, like, I didn't tell them that morning because that would just ruin their day. Got them to school and went back to my parents, and mom's body was still there. She donated her brain to science in hopes that what they discover with her type of cancer will help someone else. And that, like, she was very, very adamant that her brain be donated. So we had to wait for the transport people to come out. So when I got there, her body was still there. So I went in and I saw her, and of course I broke down. But then it was like, it's joyous for us. Like, we know she's amazing right now. She is whole. She's not in pain. She's happy. She's praising God constantly. Like, just joyful as all get out. She's just ecstatic. And I'm happy for her. If I could be up there and not in any pain and not having any issues, I'd gladly do that right now. But she is gone, and it's a big adjustment. I'm trying to find something to do with myself. I've been looking for a part-time job. And something my sister said always keeps ringing in my head, because we had hundreds, maybe thousands of people praying for her and praying for recovery. And it didn't happen. And we didn't get that miracle. And something my sister heard and said rang, like, it's really settled with me, like, stuck with me. And it's that sometimes the miracle is not a physical miracle, but the miracle is the way, or how peaceful the person has through the dying process. Like, mom was so ready. Like, she had told me, I think 3 weeks before she passed away, she was still able to get up and around a little bit, and I had taken her to the bathroom, and she goes, I think I'm gonna die tonight. And it was a Sunday night. I was like, you think so? Yep. And then her comprehension was gone. And I kind of got a kick out of that too, because the next Sunday, even less understanding and less ability to talk, and she kept saying, go home tonight, go home tonight, can I go home, please, like, begging me. I'm like, Mama, you're more than welcome to go, you don't have to stay, we'll be okay. And then she ended up going Sunday night, Monday morning, so she knew. But yeah, so it's been just over a month that she's been gone. Still feels weird. I'm not as upset as I thought I would be, but that's probably because I was there through the regression of her brain. I know my dad talked to the scientist that looked into her brain so far, and even just a quick look, he was like, the cancer was everywhere. Like, he said he didn't know how she survived as long as she did. So each day is a gift, and love the ones you have while you can. Bye.